Hey dear creative mind, welcome back to the channel. I'm so glad you are here. Today we are diving into one of the most stylish and functional detail in fashion design. I will be showing you step by step how to sew it clean and professionally. So whether you are looking to elevate your pieces or sharpen your sewing skills, this is one detail you will definitely want to master. And don't forget to drop a comment and also subscribe to this channel. Let's get into it. So yeah, I thought how I make the collar and how I ironed it. So do well to go back and watch the previous tutorial before watching this tutorial, understand? So because I made a lot of lessons there. So as you can see, as shown here, this is part of the previous tutorial here where I created the collar gum and sewed it well before joining it. Where I stopped on the previous tutorial is where I joined it to the shirt neck, you understand? So just stay with me and let's get into this tutorial of today. Today I'll be showing you how I coupled the collar and how I'll be ironing it. So now I bend the material to the elastic part because after sewing the collar I'll need to cover up the middle part in the collar area, and I cut it at 0.75 inch all through. So now this part I lifted it up at the collar place. So now I brought the part material which I cut, I'll place it on top. This is just to cover it up so the collar will look a bit neat, you understand? So just follow carefully and see how I insert this. Carefully, because you definitely need to follow the shape of the neck. Don't worry, by the end of it, when I flip it, you understand what I'm doing here. It might not be really visible here, you understand? But just observe what I'm doing here. Exactly where I sewed the collar to the shirt, that's where I'm sewing it. The same 0.4 inch. That's the sewing I'm doing there. So now after sewing this, I'll bend it back. Just bend it back to cover it again. So can you see it now? Just observe it carefully. So now I'll start the sewing at the lapel side, the inward lapel. Then gradually I'll follow this elastic material which I sewed there, closing it gradually, you understand? Can you see it now? This is just to make the collar look neat there. Here now, I'm done sewing it. Now just watch and see how I iron this collar for you to see. So before doing that, you remember the joining we did at the middle part of the collar while creating the collar? Here now I'll be sewing that side. Just observe it carefully. I'll be sewing it. This is the particular side where we enable the collar to curve on its own, you understand? So you can see how it is at the back side. So just that part. So now you see, this is the sewing. So I just bend it to see it now. To iron this on the table, firstly what I will do now, I first iron this part first, and the next thing I will have to gum the lapel to the main material, understand? So I use my hemming gum, I just plug it in, I fix it in, as you can see, I'll follow it all through with hemming gum. And same thing is applicable. I'll do same thing to the other side of the shirt lapel as well. So just observe it and follow it carefully. So I just readjust the length of the shirt. We have already folded the length of the shirt in the previous tutorial. So now, I bend the neck just in your preferred way. If you want to bend it to be very much wider or little, but make sure that after bending it, you come back to measure it before bending the other part, so as to ensure that they are very equal. So that was what I did here before doing this other part. So yeah, I've already gummed the lapel the way I did in the previous one. Then I placed the measurement, just place it accurately before I ironed it, you understand? So now I just ironed it. So can you see how it is now? And now for this neck part, remember I told you to be curved. So I folded the material and I put the material inwards so as to create the curve shape, so that it will look a bit very curved. This material will help it to be curved. Instead of ironing it on the table straightly like that, it won't really give it the curve look. So with the help of this material, I folded it carefully and ironed it. Just watch and see the end. The collar will be so curved on its own. Even if you don't iron it for a day or so, it will still remain curved, you understand? So can you see how curved it looks now? It looks so curved. So yeah, now I'm trying to iron the shoulder. I'm just so happy about the result of this neck. I just hope you guys try this out. Just do well to follow from the first tutorial and you understand it better. So now I notch the shoulder, because here I'll be joining the sleeves now. Now this part, I check the sleeve that I've already trimmed out 0.25 inch, because this will give a nice comfort for the front part of the shirt, you understand? So I sewed this 0.5 inch here. For more free clothes, you can sew 0.4 inch. So I follow it carefully. Here you don't necessarily need to stretch the material. Just follow and flow with the material, because if you stretch the material, it will definitely show. The effect will be shown on the shirt when you are trying to put it on, or even when you're done sewing, you see the squeeze there. So just follow the flow of the material carefully. Don't stretch it, you understand? So now after that, I flip it apart to see it well. As you can see now, it looks fine. So I did the same thing to the next sleeve. I notched it before fixing the sleeve, you get. So now after weaving this shirt, I want to now close the shirt, like sewing the body part of this shirt. So I use office pin to hold it at each side with the armhole. This is for those that are not really conversant with how to sew the body part of a shirt, you understand? So I just minus like 1 inch, marked 1 inch there on each side, because actually at the allowance I added for this sewing is 1 inch. This sleeve part, I divided the sleeve by 2 and marked, which is 7.25, then I sewed it. So at this part, the office pin which you hold this armhole part will help you very well, to help you to be able to connect it accurately. So as you can see, just follow it through. So at this part, I'll be following 1 inch all through out the shirt, you understand? So I just followed it carefully. So gradually, as I'm sewing it, I'm adjusting the material so it will be equal at the bottom. as you can see at this bottom now, the opening there will be 4-inch. At least 4-inch will be okay. So then I sewed it, I stopped it there. So same thing I did at the opposite part, but just watch through and see. So now just watch and see what I would do at this armhole part. For you to be able to iron this armhole freely, you have to lose this sewing there. Just lose it a bit. It will serve as like a notch there. Just loosen it a bit, not all three, you understand? Just loosen the both parts a bit, you understand? So now after doing that, it's okay. Just know that everything I do here, I will apply same at the other sleeve, you understand? So now I turn it opposite way to iron it now. Yeah, I'll be doing the press opening, you understand? So just watch and see. After sewing, it will be nice for you to press open the cloth, because definitely your client will really know how to do it, so you have to iron it. So after doing that, now yeah, the length that I've already folded, I just put office pin to iron it, because it will make your work look neat. That's why I advise you try and use off and hemming gum at times, you understand? Most especially hemming gum is nice for flat bottom shirt. But if the shirt is a bit curved, you can just use it and sew it like that. So now I gum the bottom part all through, you understand? So after gumming the bottom part, here now, to do this press opening for the middle body part, I have to bend it so I can iron the sewing line, so as to straighten the line, you understand? After sewing, it's best advised for you to iron the stitches, you understand? It will help the stitches to come out smart. So I turned it around, then I did the press opening it with the iron. So I ironed the bottom part too, where I left the opening there. But yeah, now after ironing this part, I won't gum it yet. See, I've already sewn the bottom part, you understand? I'll just take it to the machine now. But after, I'll do it here too. Just same thing I did in the previous one. So now I'll be sewing it now, just the bottom part where I gummed. So now after sewing it now, as you can see, I just loosen this part. What I will do now, I'll fix hemming gum inwards here. So as you can see now, just fix your hemming gum inside. Then I just ironed it. Basically, I know most people don't like using hemming gum, but it's just to make the work look neat. So now I did the same here, and I went ahead to sew it. As you can see now, even while sewing it, it will ease your work. You won't really need to be careful with the material because you've already gummed it, you understand? After doing this part now, after that, what I did now is to create the buttonhole. So for those of you thinking that without a buttonhole machine you can't create your buttonhole on your shirt, learn how I will be doing mine now. So just watch through. I marked ½ inch for the opening, both the wideness of the buttonhole and the spacing from the actual length of the lapel. So and the spacing for the buttonhole is 3 inch. The length, like spacing it with 3 inch, you understand? Before marking my ½ inch here. Just observe, I space it with 3 inch because the button I will be using is quite small, you understand? So I use chalk for the part that is not really showing well. Now I continue with my pencil. So at this bottom part now, I marked it. I make sure the remaining length will be 5. You understand? Then I make the buttonhole slant here at the bottom. Then watch how I'll be sewing it. I'll be sewing it just twice, repeating each sewing on every side twice. You can see I flip it back to sew it again. And I sew here once. I come back here, I sew it once. I turned it again. I sew this part once and I sew it twice again. Here I sew it twice. And here I close it, making it twice too. So every part of the stitch was twice. As you can see now, the button part comes out well. This will be manageable for now if you don't have a buttonhole machine. So watch and see how I'll be doing for this part straight. Now look at how it comes out. It looks neat. So you see your manual machine isn't that bad at all. You understand? So watch carefully and see how I'll open the buttonhole. After sewing this one, let's watch and see what we'll do next. Now, I make sure I cut off the threads. As you can see how it looks. So I'm done doing for the rest buttonhole. Now I will be using this C-ripper to trim off and open the hole carefully. Because after creating this kind of tiny and nice looking hole, you don't necessarily need to use your scissors, but after that I just use the scissors to trim out the hairy part that comes out from the hole, you understand? So I continue using the seam ripper again. Instead of your scissors, I recommend your seam ripper. Then I use the scissors to just trim off. After that now I'll be showing you how to mark your button point before sewing the button, you understand? This is how you just connect the material together and make sure they are equal on both sides. Then you mark carefully close to opposite where the button hole is. Just mark it carefully. So after that, now I'll be sewing the button. Just watch and see how I sewed it. I'll be repeating the sewing twice on each hole. After sewing it to tight it, now I just choke it and turn it thrice and draw it. This is the easiest and most perfect way to tie the thread. So I did the same thing here at this button. But that's not all. Just wait and see what I'll do next. So as you can see now, I'm done putting all the buttons. So now, let me teach you a nice way of ironing the shirt now. Just watch and see my pattern of ironing the shirt. After putting the button back, first thing I start with when ironing is to, like, you understand, like, to just arrange the buttons first. After putting the button, I arranged it first, and next thing I did is to flip the material. Just watch and see. So when I flip the material, I always start with the sleeve of the shirt. Anytime you're ironing, start with your sleeve. And why I mostly use material on top of the shirt and I'm ironing, because if you're ironing with using direct heat on your fabric, it will get faded on time, you understand? So that's why I normally advise you should try and get the small pieces of material and place it on top if you're using the iron that is always on a high heat, you understand? So just continue and watch how I will be ironing this shirt. If you know that you find my tutorial informative, just make sure you drop a comment and tell me where your challenges are and what you would like me to create next. So now at this bottom part, you can see now the shirt almost looks straight because you've already created you have already done a press opening inward. It will help you to be able to iron the sides of the shirt well. You understand? That's the main essence of doing a press opening, you understand? Now you can see now this is the outcome of the shirt after I'm done and everything. You can see how good looking it is. You can rub this shirt to the black trouser, you understand? So thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like and share.